Yeah, yeah, fellas. I was just looking at a message one of the brothers left me on my timeline, and I looked at this chart here. He says, "Yo, man, check this theory I got." Laughed my ass off. I think nerds are actually a form of mental retardation. The intelligences chart. Nerds only got 2 out of 8. Mentally retarded. Laughing my ass off. And no offense against people labeled as nerds, but I figured out that what he's talking about is in the area of interpersonal, because the arrows point side to head, and logical and mathematics. This is where nerds, who are considered nerds or labeled as nerds, would score high in. And we all know that a lot of people who are very smart, they tend to have poor eyes or visual spatial recognition. Okay, they suck in the area of body kinesthetics, music and rhythm, that's your verbal skills, and interpersonal skills. And it looks like my program, what I'm teaching, helps improve all of them except visual spatial. Let me explain why. I have the dance program, that's music and rhythmic. I have my guys hit the gym. I've developed a couple of workout routines for the fellas. I encourage them to hit the gym, tell them hit the gym actually. Verbal linguistics. I recommend all my guys join Toastmasters as well as learn my communication skill techniques that I teach. I haven't covered this yet, but I just did in answering the back. I think fellas should get out there and do a sport such as baseball, because baseball requires a lot of ability to use visual spatial. You have to see that ball coming at you. You have to really know it. I know that because I played baseball. I've got trophies. Interpersonal, and this is one of the things I get my guys out there having interpersonal relationships with women also. So naturalistic, I always push the natural method instead of canned stuff, which comes out of logical mathematic. And interpersonal, when you do the canned stuff, this stuff develops. But when you learn to become more natural, like when you walk into an environment and you create your own an opener on the environment, like I suggest, okay, you become more naturalistic in your personality. Okay, it creates a personality shift. And this guy who's like a logical robot man, always thinking inside of his head too much, to someone who's more naturalistic. That's what the cool guys have, is they're naturalistic. They feel natural. Those are the cool guys you see getting all the women up in the clubs, okay? And you'll see that many of them have a lot of these skills that are developed, skill sets. I'm not saying that they all can dance, though, because I've seen where they really can't dance that well, the cool guys in the clubs, but the ones that can dance, that got all the other skills, they tend to clean up, okay? How does visual spatial apply to the game? Let's see if I can use an example. I don't really... I've been trying to think of something that could, some benefit of visual spatial to the game. Well, when you wear glasses, okay, if you have bad eyesight, but they're talking about visual spatial, but that's covering the visual, okay. So, but when you wear glasses, that makes your face look weak. Back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, they said never hit a guy with glasses, meaning the man was weak. You never pick on someone weaker than you. So, I do kind of talk about that area, because I recommend my guys get contacts. Get contacts, okay? There was a while where Hollywood was pushing the sensitive man, and he wore glasses, but that got destroyed a long time ago. Okay, fellas, women actually like the rugged guy. When you wear glasses, it makes you look weaker. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. Okay. Go find real information. Do your own research. You'll see. Verbal skills, again, I teach that in my 7 steps. I also have my communication program and that old texting thing. Basically, you're learning how to use words. Also, I recommend you join Toastmasters. Again, I talk about hitting the gym. Yep. And I also teach the dance. So I don't teach these two, though. I don't actually teach anything in these 2 areas. So I think I said I'd cover 8 of the 9. I think there's 9 there, but I don't. And looking at it again, I don't teach anything that's logical or mathematical or that's not true. I do cover this one because I forgot I had my my affirmation programs. I've got my meditation CDs as part of my 7 steps. So I do actually cover the interpersonal, but I don't cover this and this one as much, except just tell guys to get some fucking contacts. So these areas, my program is weak in what I offer. But great chart. I'm going to post, I guess is a link. I don't know who developed this though. I guess this fellow did. Let me see. Let's click on the link and see what happens. Oh, it just goes there. Huh. He did a good job if he's the one who developed that. That's really interesting chart. I don't know where he got his information from, but it's an interesting little chart. It's based on wherever he got his information. So maybe we'll find out where he got this from, and we'll learn more about his ideology. So anyway, this is the chart, and it looks pretty cool to me. And as I said, I'm weak in 2 areas, but I'm pretty strong in all these other areas. And one more thing, I like how everything is in a circle fashion, like the sun. This looks like represents a whole person to me. When you look at the circular format, you create a whole person. And one of the comments I made on the guy's post, or whatever you call it, on my Facebook, was that most people who come from the smart guy realm, they're out of balance. That's why they're coming from here. Imagine a logical, mathematic mind and someone who's deeply thinking inside. They can't relate to other people. Okay, they don't have the body mechanics of moving properly. They can't dance very well. They don't have good interpersonal communication skills. They don't have good verbal skills. They don't seem natural. And, you know, of course, many of them do wear glasses. So imagine these, you know, these really smart people, what we interpret as being smart because they can, you know, do math and think logically, and they think a lot inside their heads. We actually mistakenly interpret these 2 pieces of the pie as being high intelligence, when the intelligence does cover other areas. For example, body mechanics. That's a form of intelligence. Verbal skills. There's also emotional intelligence, too, that's been cropping up in the last 20 years. I don't see that on there unless it's under one of these other ones, such as, let's see, interpersonal. But this represents a whole person. And when you get people who are coming from this, trying to teach how to get women versus person, is coming from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of them, then you can see the difference of why some of the stuff I talk about is different than the people who originally started the certain system that I always, you know, whine about. I thought you can see why we butt heads on a lot of things, because they're coming from this perspective, whereas I'm coming from here, 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 and a little bit of here, because I believe in programming the head. I also believe in getting into a woman's head. But this is basically, you know, your interpersonal stuff, how you communicate to yourself. And that's very big for me because I build people's confidence. So definitely here. But I do it the right way to build confidence. And I learned to use this as a powerful tool to help change the entire person. Okay, give them more confidence. I don't do this one at all. So you see why we butt heads, why I complain about what they're saying and they complain about me. All right? Peace, fellas.